Yes, sir, I am the Rat Man. And I want to talk to y'all about this old Chevy for a minute here. The motor in this old pickup is the original 1932 engine that came in this truck. And I'm going to give you a little closer look at this and show you what most people see when they come to a car show and they see this engine, and I'm going to tell you why they think what they do. You see, a lot of people look at this old motor and they assume it's a 216 or a 235, and I get asked that all the time. Oh, that must be a 216. Well, no, it's not a 216. It is a 194 cubic inch, and it is a predecessor to the 216, which did not come out until 1937. And before they came to the 216, they used this block, and they also punched it out and made a 207 in I don't know, 33, 4, 5, somewhere in there. But the 216 came out in 1937, and it was a larger block. It had a bigger block than this thing because of manifold. Off a 216 will not fit this. And another thing that people assume is that it's an old GMC motor, because in the old days, even during the 216 eras, the old GMCs had a rounded cover like this. And of course, back in the 30s, well, they all did look like this. But when the GMCs were making these rounded, kind of a rounded curved top on this headpan or rocker arm cover, the Chevrolets were flat on top. And so there's a little bit of difference, and people often mistake this engine for a GMC because of that. But the thing is, the manifold from a 216 or a 235 will not fit this, and the intake will not fit it, the exhaust will not fit it. It is a different block, and you can buy all day long. You can buy Fenton headers, you can buy an Offie intake to do a dual carb setup, or a 4-barrel, or whatever you want. There's a couple different outfits that'll make them, and you can get anything you want to fit a 235 or 216. But not so with this engine. Those aftermarket outfits don't make parts for this old engine because there's so few of them around. There's just no demand for it. But now here's the thing. Okay, nothing will fit this motor except off a 207 or 194, which this is. And these motors were built from 1929 up through 1936. First one being 1929. And so here, now what are the odds that I would find a tri-power intake for this thing? I would say somewhere between slim and none. But the fact is, I did. There was a guy on eBay selling an intake, a homemade tri-power intake for this motor, and nobody in the world wanted it but me. Nobody in the United States. This thing was on eBay for I don't know how long, whatever their time is that they run those auctions, usually several days, and nobody in the whole United States bid on it, and nobody had any use for it except for me, because there's not enough of these old engines around for anybody to want to be hopping them up, or as we used to say, or souping up or whatever. And but somebody did somewhere way back there. They built a manifold for it. But anyway, the old engines that are still around like this, I expect most of them are original and restored. Now I want you to look at that. Is that a thing of beauty or what? Let me done told you what. And can you believe that? That fits this engine. That fits my motor. And it's a tri-power. And oh, that's gonna be something. And this thing's homemade, boy. I mean, it's got some welded on there, brazed, and I assume it's brazed, and then somebody's painted. So If I mount this, then I'm going to have to build some headers or something for it. But anyway, as you can see, that's identical to this piece. And of course the exhaust manifold bolts up on the bottom. But I told my neighbor that I might just run this center carb on there and put a couple dummy carbs on there and run the fuel line so it looks like it's going to them, but block them off so they're not getting fuel, and then it would go ahead and run as it does now. And what he said was, Ken, don't try to BS me. You know you're going to hook up all 3 of those carbs. And, you know, he might be onto something. Because I happen to have, I had an extra carb already, like this. And I found another one, just like it. So, can you imagine 3 of these old single barrels sitting up there, and I'll have to come up with some kind of breathers like this for these carbs. But anyway, that's the deal. There'll be 3 of them sitting up there, and I think that'll just be pretty cool. And I had to show you all that, because what a score. I just can't believe not one other bid on it. So by the way, I got that for $49. And I'm pretty happy with that. That's going to be fun. Thank y'all for watching.